At 82, this prolific and versatile actor shows no signs of being ready to retire or give up on his personal principles. He has over 130 acting credits to his name and a career that stretches back to the 1960s. He acted alongside Hollywood gods Katharine Hepburn and Peter O'Toole.
I said, who's in the film with you? He said, Katharine Hepburn. It's Katharine Hepburn.
He's been married 3 times, has a daughter he doesn't talk to. He's been sober for over 40 years. He refuses to talk about politics and keeps joyously dropping F-bombs in interviews.
Get the out of my house.
He says his hobby, painting, is what keeps him out of trouble. Over 1.4 million fans follow him on Instagram.
Keeps me out of trouble.
He's in everything from hit TV show Westworld to Transformers. Most recently, he gave us a glimpse into the life of Pope Benedict XVI. Just think about it. Who, of all our beloved Hollywood acting legends, has been a constant presence in our lives? You already know the answer, but before you say it out loud, take a moment to subscribe to Rumour Juice's YouTube channel. We have many more goodies coming your way. Sir Anthony Hopkins casually asks journalists to please just call him Tony. Even in his early 80s, Hopkins finds a way to get people talking about his latest role. 2019's religious drama The Two Popes is essentially the fictionalized account of 2 living popes of the Catholic Church meeting each other. Hopkins plays Pope Benedict XVI, alongside Jonathan Pryce's Pope Francis. When asked if there are any similarities between himself and Benedict, Sir Anthony said, "Well, I'm old like he is." But there's certainly more. It was a conversation with God that helped Hopkins overcome one of his life's greatest struggles. His parents weren't religious, but many years ago, Hopkins entertained the idea of becoming a Catholic. He got in touch with a priest, who also happened to be a psychiatrist. Said priest realized that Hopkins couldn't name a reason to dive into religion and was too busy battling alcoholism. So, he advised the actor to just enjoy his life. One day, after yet another alcohol-infused night, Hopkins woke up in a hotel in Phoenix, Arizona, and couldn't remember how he'd gotten there. It was time to seek help.
If you were an actor, what do you think you'd have done?
Drunk myself to death, probably.
So, when at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, a woman advised him to trust in God, Hopkins tried to. Now, he says, he's come to understand that there is something out there vaster than himself. Yes, I call it God, and yes, I do believe in it, and yes, I am now happier than I have ever been. Unfortunately, Sir Anthony's days of heavy drinking heavily impacted his only child. Abigail Hopkins attributed her suicidal behavior, drinking, and drug problems to the intermittent relationship with her father. Abigail was just 14 months old when her father, then a short-tempered and deeply unbalanced man, walked out on her and her mother. "I was angry, and there was a lot of grieving going on," she said. She went on to become a singer-songwriter, actress, and acting coach. Yes, it's all in the genes. For you see, Sir Anthony trained to be a concert pianist prior to his acting career and has composed several pieces of music. Father and daughter reunited briefly in the 90s and even acted together, but couldn't work past their issues. They have since lost all contact. "I guess we are estranged. I hope she is well," Hopkins Sr. said in one of his interviews. In another, he remarked how families break up and people make and stick to their choices. He did his best, Hopkins says, but his daughter chose not to be part of his life. Does he know or care if Abigail has made him a grandfather? No, he doesn't. Is there a chance of a future reconciliation? Abigail Hopkins, now 51, did say she wasn't opposed to it, but only if it were a two-way thing. In his recent interview with his Legends of the Fall and Meet Joe Black co-star Brad Pitt, Hopkins admitted he has done some bad things in his life, but learned to embrace his mistakes. His mantra? F it, forget it, just move on. Hopkins refuses to talk about his estranged daughter and refuses to talk about politics. "Actors are pretty stupid. My opinion is not worth anything. There's no controversy for me," he says. There is one meaningful thing that keeps Hopkins out of trouble, and, as he says, off the streets. It's painting. His now wife Stella found his amateur drawings and asked if he could do some pictures for, say, a party gift. She was eager to get him to paint, so he got a studio. An artist friend commented that Hopkins doesn't need any lessons or academic training. When people ask Hopkins about his artistic vision, he just shrugs.
Oh, well.
"I don't have any vision. I go in, look at the canvas, and just plop paint on it." Life is a canvas for Sir Anthony Hopkins, and he continues plopping paint on it. Do share in the comments section below. What is your favorite Hopkins-led movie?